His self-reflexive critique of hip-hop was at once sophisticated, provocative, and remarkably inspiring. Lupe Fiasco is one of the most astute and prophetic rappers of our time. His debut album, Lupe Fiasco's Food and Liquor, was nominated for 3 Grammy Awards, including Best Rap Album. For the track entitled Daydreamin', which featured Philadelphia's own Jill Scott, Lupe Fiasco received a Grammy for Best Urban Alternative Performance. In that same year, he was voted by GQ magazine as Breakout Man of the Year. In 2007, he released his second album, Lupe Fiasco's The Cool. In 2008, MTV named Fiasco the 7th hottest MC in the game. His third and widely anticipated studio album entitled Lasers is scheduled to be released on March 8, 2011. At the turn of this 21st century then, Lupe Fiasco's music is no doubt a promise of maturity. Please join me in welcoming the hottest MC in the game, Lupe Fiasco.
Great praise and immense gratitude to Drexel, Brother Gary, and my mentor from a distance, mentor in absentia in many parts and purposes of my life. Inspiration beyond even, I think you can even imagine, to do what I do as a motivation and a constant living kind of inspirer, for me, Mr. Dr. Professor, Super Astronaut, Wordsmithian, Michael Eric Dyson. Very much so. He was actually, he was a part of the trio of Dr. Cornel West and Brother Tavis Smiley. You guys were speaking in Chicago maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and at that speaking engagement is when I actually came up with the idea for the cool, so I always lay that, that is dedicated to you, brothers, so I really appreciate that. Without you guys, I wouldn't have went down that way. So yeah, I don't know how to continue on after that very verbose, insightful and eloquent and smoothly delivered keynote that you just put out there. But hello, my name is Lupe Fiasco. I was born on the west side of Chicago. Started doing this thing called rap. I actually wrote my first rap when I was about 11. And it was only line I remember is this is at 11. Why do all my people always see a church and a steeple? Like a coffin, a black church and a steeple. Now I was at 11. So I always had this kind of, being on the west side of Chicago, I always had a relationship with injustice, disparity, and death, and violence, and misogyny, and homophobia, and the whole gambit of social issues and religious issues and everything to boot. Really started to rap when I was like 14 in high school, and it was a influence from people like Nas, who's my favorite MC, who always be the #1 in my book. Right after MC Dyson. Started rapping at 14, high school, and it didn't even have a form. I didn't know how to rap to a beat, and I used to write down words, and from the words, I was just trying to find the biggest, dopest sounding words, and make raps out of them, but it wasn't to a beat, it was just free form, flowing, and I remember trying to write to a beat. I remember actually trying to take some of those raps that I had and actually rap them to a beat, and it didn't work, So my first attempt at actual rapping was the actual failure, it was very, very bad. And then I decided decided to like, yo, I'm gonna just sit and maybe rap to a beat. And I started to rap beats. And one of my partners, my man Bishop G, was like, he was like, yo, you know, you really good at this. You know, maybe you could really do this. And I remember he remarked that I sounded like, he's like, you know, because you sound like Jermaine Dupri. You could really